the unholy hellspawn of the Object 260 and the T-22 medium tank, now at tier 9. I am really scared, especially for tier 7s like Tiger 1s and KV3s and Comets. Holy crap. So welcome back, folks. Today we're going to do a Redux leak episode for the Object 257. So I already did a video for this vehicle a year and a half ago, but back then I thought it was meant to be special Clan Wars reward, or likely a second season of personal missions reward. So it's going to be a special tier 10 Russian heavy tank, and that doesn't come often. But nothing came out of it for a year and a half, and it's been in the game files ever since 9.17, so it's been collecting dust. But now on the Russian forums, the developers are talking about replacing the T-10 heavy tank at tier 9 with a nerfed version of this vehicle. They nerfed the mobility, nerfed the health and the DPM, some of the accuracy, aim time, stuff, small stuff. They did not nerf the armor. So it is the same old highly sloped T-22 V-shape hull armor at tier 9 now against tier 7s. Wow, the bar is really high now. Well, ever since the Object 252U against tier 6s. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And with the new matchmaker, you have only 3 top tier vehicles against like half of the vehicles are like bottom tier. So one Object 252U against a bunch of tier 6s, and one Object 257 against a bunch of tier 7s. And you cannot penetrate the side armor. I am scared. Just give me the Kolobanovs. Give me the Pools medal. In my face. Holy Christ. But take a look at the vehicle. We already talked about it. It's been a year and a half. You already have the vehicle data files in your game folder. So we'll take a look at the armor first, and then we'll talk about the new stats at tier 9. But yeah, it's the same old V-shaped hull. You're not going to penetrate this V-shaped hull from the side. Auto bounce. It's crazy. Frontal hull armor is still well sloped. Lower plate is about 250. Upper plate auto bounce to about 300 millimeters. So you can only shoot at the weak spot, which is the cupola or the gun access port. That's pretty much it. So also you can shoot at the side armor above the space armor right here, but it's a small strip. Don't shoot between the tracks. It's auto bounce. Even for very high calibers like the Jagdpanzer E100, it will still bounce. So yeah, side scrape with this vehicle, like side scraper like this, bounce. Holy crap. So this is basically a larger T-22 medium tank, unnerfed version. But yeah, it's going to replace the T-10 heavy tank, mostly because the T-10 doesn't play like the IS-7 or the IS-3. It plays like a support medium-esque of a heavy tank. So they thought about it, and they thought about purging weird vehicles that sticks out like a sore thumb, like the Object 416 or the SU-100M1. Don't know why, but they decide to do it. Or the FE-215B-183 or the FE-215B. So it's a continuation of the purge, I guess, but this thing is crazy at tier 9. Really crazy. But let's take a look at the armor again compared to the IS-8 or T-10 heavy tank. And here are the collision models for the T-10 heavy tank and the Object 257 as replacement. So as you can see, both vehicles are very well sloped at the front, but it's a lot thicker for the Object 257 because it's 150 as opposed to 120. So that makes a lot of difference. It's about 290 millimeters effective for the upper plate on sloped, whereas it's only about 220 for the T-10. So yeah, that's a big difference. Lower plate about 220 or so, about 270 for the Object 257. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now let's take a look at the turret. So both vehicles have pretty weak roof. You can overmatch the roof of the T-10 with a high caliber gun above 120mm, Whereas for the Object 257, it's only 30 millimeters. So you can overmatch this with a 100mm gun, provided you're tall enough, but yeah, that pretty sucks. It's like the IS-3, but the IS-3 has a 20mm gun access port above the turret, so it's slightly better, but not much. Both vehicles have somewhat of a cupola, so it's about 102 rounded for the T-10. It's 150 for the Object 257, so cupola is a little bit better on the Object 257, but you'll still get penetrated. The driver hatch, 45mm, well sloped. As for the T-10, it's 60mm, but both should be capable, both should bounce a lot of the high caliber guns, so nothing to worry about. But here is the kicker. Here is the fun part. So for the side armor, shoot right here. It's automatic ricochet. You can only knock out the tracks, but it's only 70mm, 75mm, but it's very well sloped. So shoot right here. You think you'll pin? No, doesn't work. So you have to shoot above the space armor, which is about 200mm effective. Whereas for the T-10, it's about 80. You'll pin, it's about 80. Above the space armor, it's about 160. So yeah, it's a lot crazier for the Object 257. And what's even crazier is the side scrape bait. So here is a pretty poor side scrape. That's pretty wide. But as you can see, it's automatic ricochet. Same goes for the upper parts of the hull. So you can bait out a lot of shots because people will think, ooh, that's a pretty bad side scrape. Nope. Go towards the same angle with the T-10. Yeah, you'll pin. See right here? Automatic bounce. Even shooting right here at the drive wheel. Ugh. Shoot right here. It's about 90mm. Oh my god. So yeah. You can shoot at the space armor with the tracks, but Jesus Christ. So there are weak spots. The cupola. Namely. And that's pretty much it. If you're tall enough, so you can shoot into the upper parts of the roof, which is only 30mm, but those are very relatively small compared to the larger German cupolas at tier 9 and tier 8. So this is going to be crazy to defeat if this vehicle plays well. But what's also a big kicker for this tank is that it has a high horsepower per ton ratio. So it shifts, it vibrates in place, making it difficult to shoot the cupola and above the turret. Jesus, how do you pin this thing normally? So here's the side scrape. Yeah, I'm going to shoot the side of the armor. Ooh, nope. Here's the normal side scrape, or not even side scrape, just side armor. Shoot right here, auto bounce. My god, man. That's insane. And here is the teaser of the main stats for the Object 257 posted on the Russian forums. So it's pretty much confirmed that the developers are looking into replacing the T-10 heavy tank with the Object 257. But here are the main stats. So it's going to be a tier 9 normal Russian heavy tank before the IS-7. After the IS-3, the T-10 will become a legacy vehicle like the Foch 155 or the FE-215Bs. So you will keep it, I guess, if you already have it, but make sure you get it quickly. It will have a crew of 4, commander, gunner, loader, and driver. Will cost about 3.6 million credits, so like the average. Now, here are the stats for the Object 257 and the T-10. So the T-10 is in the parentheses, so you can tell the difference, but this vehicle has 100 more health, so about average now than the below average for the T-10. More engine power, more weight, and better horsepower per ton ratio. 15.45 is actually pretty good against super heavy vehicles like the VK4502P OSB or the Moishin or the Type 4. Those vehicles have about 9 or 10, so it's pretty fast, like a medium tank. Top speed 50 km per hour, reverse of 15, hull traverse a little bit slower than the T-10, but still above average. Same goes for a turret traverse. Terrain resistance is below average slightly, but it's kinda countered by the high horsepower per ton ratio. So this vehicle might feel like the T-10 or a little bit slower if it gets bogged down, but watch where you're driving, I guess. View range, 10 meters less. Same goes for the radio. It's a little bit more stealthier while stationary. Surprising, but hey. Armor wise, yeah, you already saw with the comparison of the collision models. It's better. Other than the gun access port atop of the roof. That's a small detail. Now for the ammo count. 10 more rounds than the T-10 heavy tank. That's a big deal. That's very huge. It's like the IS-4 or T-10 or the IS-6. You will run out of shells if you spam too much. It happened to me before. So the main problem of the IS-4, IS-6, T-10 is that it has only 30 rounds. If you use like 10 rounds of gold ammo, that leaves you only like 17 for the normal shells and 3 for high explosive. So yeah, you better make sure you actually hits. This vehicle has 40 rounds. That's a godsend. That's 33% more than the other vehicles. So that's a big plus. It's about average, but that's a big deal. Fires APCR, high explosive anti-tank, and high explosive. Less penetration for the default ammo, but 248 is about average. Slightly below average, but it's workable. Same alpha. It's practically the same gun, other than the main ammo, which is APCR, the AP. So you might have a little bit of trouble of penetrating because it has only 2 degrees of normalization than 5 for AP shell, but you have the armor to go toe to toe, so try to aim. But yeah, DPM is average, less than the T-10, but it's workable. It's fine actually. So put a gamma rammer, put a vent and vertical stabilizer, as well as cruise skills. It's about 2,400 DPM or so. It's fine. Accuracy 0.38. A little bit wonky. 2.7 seconds aim time. A little bit wonky. 5 degrees of gun depression. 15 elevation. So same, but accuracy is somewhat hesitant to say good, but it's a Russian gun, so it's in your face vehicle. It should be played in your face, like the IS-7, like the IS-3, so you're supposed to use the armor to negate the accuracy, the crappiness of the accuracy or aim time. So I guess it's fine, it's alright. And there you go folks, the unholy hellspawn, that's the Object 257. So I do recommend you watching the original leak video for this vehicle because I go into more detail about the history, about the development cycle between the Object 260 into the IS-7 and the differences, or small subtle differences, between each prototype. But you can also see how crappy I do my leak videos a year and a half ago, I guess. And the thumbnail is pretty bad. Whoops. So, a lot of progress, I guess. But as for my opinion about the Switch, I kind of feel it's unnecessary because I do like the T-10 vehicle. It's not bad. It's not a bad heavy tank. It just doesn't play like a heavy tank. It plays like a medium tank, mostly, and you have to rely on the turret. So I guess that's the main problem with this vehicle, but I kept my T-10, I kept my IS-3 and IS-7, so yeah. Doesn't play like the IS-7, I agree, but yeah, the IS-7 got buffed with the engine power and with the health, so it's a lot more aggressive. And IS-3 is the same old IS-3, so But after playing the Object 260, holy crap, if you have about 20 horsepower per ton ratio, it's insane how fast it is. It plays like a medium tank, and a year and a half ago I thought if a heavy tank has 20 horsepower per ton ratio with a good terrain resistance, it's pretty OP. Turns out this vehicle is pretty OP, if played well. so you have to play the Object 257 at a distance to hide the turret's cupola and the gun access port. But yeah, fast, heavy tanks are scary. They are like main battle tanks without the composite armor or reactive armor, but still. Yeah, T-10 heavy tank, I'll miss you, but yeah, you're pretty good also. More like a medium, not like a heavy. Whereas for the IS-4, IS-4, please buff the IS-4. It's been a long while, the armor sucks. Might as well play the STI, which I already have, but there you go folks, the Object 257. Been in your tech tree, been in your vehicle data files ever since patch 9.17 or earlier, but it's been collecting dust. It's an unholy hellspawn of a T-22 medium tank and the IS-7 or Object 260. Crazy freaking sloped armor. That's insane. So there you go folks. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.